A few months ago, I did a tier list going through the whole of the Sword and Shield era, and I also did one based on the Scarlet and Violet era. Well, today we're going to look back and we're going to go through a new and updated tier list of the Sword and Shield era. Now, the main thing is right now, the market is booming, right? And we know things are going absolutely insane. It's been a few months since I looked back at the Sword and Shield era. So today we'll be going through every single set, starting from Sword and Shield base, going all the way up to a Crown Zenith. And I'm going to be ranking these in a tier list. Now, these are going to be tier lists based on that long-term value. So it's not going to be like my own personal feel of the set or my favorite cards in the set or anything like that. It is going to be based on the overall value of the cards found in the set. We're also going to be looking at how it's performed so far in the market and where could it go in the future. And then finally, the overall reception that this set has got with the community, right? What was the reception it got, and will it help that in the long term, which it does have a part to play. We'll be doing a Scarlet and Violet tier list once Journey Together's out. So today we'll be looking at Sword and Shield. So let's get into it. Okay, here we have the Sword and Shield list. We're going to be ranking them from S tier all the way down to D tier. Like I said, we'll be looking at each one of these, following the different criteria that I'm going to be judging these sets on. We're also going to be talking about what I ranked these in the past as well. So the last time I did this video, like I say, was probably about 5 months ago. It's been a while and a lot has changed in the market, so we'll be going through each of those. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. We got the Sword and Shield base set. So looking back the last time I did this video, as you can see, I ranked Chilling Reign and Evolving Skies as S tier. We have Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, Crown Zenith, Brilliant Stars, and Astral Radiance in A tier. Silver Tempest in B tier. Same with Battle Stars. And in the C tier, we've got Celebrations, Vivid Voltage, Sword and Shield base, Shining Fates, Champion's Path, and Rebel Clash. And then in D tier was Pokemon GO and Darkness Ablaze. I think this is definitely going to change. There's some things I definitely will move around. So we'll be going through each one of these. We'll start off with Sword and Shield base. Last time I did that, this was a C tier set. So let's take a look at Sword and Shield base. So Sword and Shield base on Poke.io, we got the overall value of the set here at $376. That's not bad, right? Okay, you look at the overall value of the set, that's okay. I mean, we have seen sets in the past, wasn't a huge amount of value, but overall, this one hasn't really grown much. The last time I did this video, so currently at the moment we're looking at $376. Last time I did this video, it was $314, and that was about 4 months ago. So it hasn't really gained a huge amount of value. When we look at the booster box at the moment, booster box is sat around $352. We can see over the past 3 months, which was when the last time I reviewed it, it was around $330. So it has gone up a little bit actually. It's gone around about $30 over the past 3 months or so. So it is slightly on the climb. Had a bit of a huge little boom there of a lot of purchases coming in. That's why it's probably caused that a little bit of a spike. But overall, it has grown. I mean, over the past year, it's gone up around 31%. Over the past few months, gone by about 6%, which is not too bad. I kind of feel like this is going to kind of go a little bit stagnant, I think, with Sword and Shield base. I don't rate it as a particularly good set. We look at the overall value, we look at the cards in the set as well. We don't even really have a card of $50. And I judge a set based on how many cards do we have at $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. Do we have any at $100? This set just doesn't have that. You got a few cards that are over $10, but outside of that, I mean, you've got the Marnie coming in there as well, but yeah, pretty poor overall. So where would I put Sword and Shield? I mean, if you're going to say, Jace, would I buy it now? Like, where would I rank it? I'm going to probably put it at D tier. I just don't see it being very good in the long run. I think there are a lot better sets out there for you to, basically put your money into. And I just don't think it's a great base set. It's just not. Now on to Rebel Clash, Rebel Trash. Now, is it Rebel Trash? Is it been doing very good? Well, let's see. So last time I did do this, it was in C tier alongside base set. Let's see how well it's performed since then. So the overall set, we're looking at $240. The last time I reviewed it was over 3 months ago. So overall, it's gone up by about 6%, very similar to Sword and Shield base. Over the past 6 months, we are starting to see, again, another huge little buyout there. We are beginning to see Rebel Clash making somewhat of a gain. I mean, it's been doing very well recently. Does it have more room to grow? That is the question with Rebel Clash. Like, does it have as much room to grow to catch up with something like Sword and Shield base or anything like that? I kind of feel like it does. more so than the base set. I don't know, I kind of feel like it does. Let's take a look at the actual cards in the set. The total value of the cards in the set is $416, which isn't too bad. I mean, we do have a card now, the Boss's Orders, probably with the boom of Team Rocket. So we do have a card over $50, which is pretty good. And again, similar to the base set, we don't have that many cards over $10, which is a shame. You know, it is a shame. And, you know, I think there's some nice artwork in this set. But to be honest, value-wise, that's what we're judging it on. It's a little bit more, right? A little bit more than base set. But I still don't think it's that great. Now, the last time I reviewed Rebel Clash, we're looking at $378 total value. So it has gone up, right? So it has gone up, which is good. You know, it's good to see that it has gone up, similar to like Sword and Shield base. Obviously, that's gone up as well. So 378, and now we're looking at 416. That's not too bad. In my opinion, though, I still don't think it's very good. I will put it in D tier, but I'll put it above Sword and Shield base. I definitely put it above Sword and Shield base. All right, Darkness Ablaze. Now, this is an interesting one, mainly because people just absolutely dunked on this set, and it is a Charizard set. It was never really a great performer, and it was kind of a bit of a letdown, right? Especially when it comes to value. I mean, when the set came out, it was a huge set, selling for an insane amount of money. Charizard was an insane amount of money. And then it got reprinted and printed and printed, and people started to realize actually there's a lot better stuff in the Sword and Shield era than Darkness Ablaze. Let's take a look at the Darkness Ablaze booster box. Since the last time I reviewed it, it's done very well actually. It's actually climbed 31%, which is very, very impressive. It was very stagnant, right? We go back a year, and you can see this booster box just sat around 150 for like the longest time, and then it had an actual boom. So it's now nearly $200 a box. I didn't think that would happen. Like, I expected it to climb, but not that quick in such a short space of time. Now, it's whether or not will it start to trickle back down. Probably not. I kind of feel like it's kind of reached its new high and its new level, and then it might continue to then trickle upwards over time. But it has gone up, right? So that is a pretty big jump. I mean, 30% in 3 months for an old set like this is very, very impressive. And it did have room to grow, right? Sitting at around $150. I'm not like a huge hater of this set. And of course, the value there is going to be interesting. Let's take a look at the value. The value of Darkness Ablaze, $215. That's not good, guys. That's not good. We looked at, you know, Rebel Clash, Sword and Shield base, way better in comparison. $15. I mean, again, we're looking at cards and judging it based on how many cards they have over a certain value. Doesn't have it. I mean, Charizard, not even $50. And then after that, you got one card at 10, and then all the rest under 10. Very, very poor. So the last time I reviewed this set, it was $173. So it has actually gone up, right? 173, 214. It's gone up a little bit, and still really poor. Even though it's gone up, of course, everything's been going up. I don't know. Darkness Ablaze, in my opinion, it's weird. It's kind of weird, right? It's like, as far as a sealed product is concerned, it's doing well. Okay, it has gone up. Does it still have room to grow? This is what I'm looking at, right? I'm judging these like, where are they going to go in the future? Is this Darkness Ablaze's new ceiling at $200, or could it get to $300? Let's say, you know, because I kind of feel like with Sword and Shield base, it's potentially reached its ceiling or close to its potential ceiling. I just don't see it being like $500 a box. I don't know, it might do in the future, but I think Darkness Ablaze still has that chance, you know. So for me, even though the value of the set's just not there, for the long-term sealed investment, I still think it has potential. So I'm going to put Darkness Ablaze above the other two, but still in D tier. Champion's Path, right, so we have a specialty set, non-booster box set. It's kind of harsh, right, we're putting it all in D tier. Champion's Path, 2 big Charizard in the set. Tough pull rates, you know, to get really your money's worth, it's one of the 2 Charizards. It's Charizard or bust. And this again did very well during the pandemic. It boomed really, really fast, and it's just kind of stayed there. And it stayed around about $100 or so in ETB for like the longest time. The 2 big Charizards did fall in value last time I reviewed it. So let's see where it lies at the moment. We've got the ETB here. We're looking at $98. So over the past 3 months, hasn't really done much at all. Over the past year, it's one of its lowest points. Holy smokes, it's not looking good for old Champion's Path here. Yeah, over the past year, dropped 10% in value, especially for a set that's got two, like I say, massive Charizards. Wow, that is a bummer right there. I thought it might have actually started to trickle up, especially in this current market. Not looking good for Champion's Path. Overall value of the set is over $500. However, guys, $440 is in 2 cards. So the rest of the set is worth $60 overall. Yeah. You have the Gardevoir coming in at 13, and then after that, it is absolutely brutal. And the sealed potential of this is also not very good. Obviously, the 2 big Charizards, I think they have climbed. We'll have a look in a second. But overall, this is not great. Even though the value is high, you know, $500, it's much higher than all the others we've just looked at. In 2 cards, and the rest of the set is super poor. And in this boom, it hasn't been doing well. The last time we looked at Champion's Path, it was $383 in value. You can see the Charizards there. Look, 166 and 158. Whereas now we're looking at 227, 210. So it has gone up quite a bit. So $503 compared to 383. So it has gone up in value in the cards in the set. But the ETB itself has actually fallen in value. So that's an interesting one, because I kind of feel like if the cards in the set are going to go up, then it gives it a little bit more kind of like incentive in a way to get the ETB itself and the sealed product to go up in value as well. And that's actually quite a big jump in value with those 2 big Charizards. They've bounced back quite well. So we've seen the single cards do very well in this current boom, but not the sealed product. How good is it in the long run? I still think it has potential because those Charizards are massive. But guys, it is a bit of a disappointment right now with Champion's Path. So where would I put it? I would probably put it still in D tier, but I think underneath Ablaze. Even though the value's gone up, the sealed product hasn't been doing great. Now you could argue, well, you know, now might be a good time to get it because it's $100. It's, you know, got that potential room to grow, but it's been $100 for like 2 years. So yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. Then we got Vivid Voltage. Now I liked Vivid Voltage early on in the Sword and Shield era. Of course, you got the Chonkachu, which everybody chased after. I think it kind of had the same route as Darkness, in the fact is that it just sat at its same value for the longest time. Let's see if it's actually gone up in value. So Vivid Voltage, booster box, we're looking at 185. So yeah, like Ablaze, this has shot up since the last time I looked. So again, it's gone up, what, like 25%? Not quite as much as Darkness, but pretty much on that same level. Over the past 6 months, it's just seen real big climbs. Over the past year, it was slowly trickling up, but recently it's seen this big spike. I think Vivid Voltage has that potential. It's very similar to Ablaze. These 2 sets are kind of neck and neck and copying each other, but over the past year, it's gone up 40%. The Vivid Voltage has that potential. When we look at the overall value of the set, though, 413, so less than Champion's Path, but it is more than Darkness Ablaze. Of course, you've got the Chonkachu there, $161. That has been going up in value. But then the rest of the set, again, nothing that exciting. Everything's under $20 or less. There's a few cards here about $10, but that is literally it. So overall, Vivid Voltage is not that great, you know, in my opinion, compared to obviously the more newer Sword and Shield sets, but I still think it's better than some of the others. The last time we saw Vivid Voltage was 306 in value, and now we're looking at 413, so that's jumped up quite a bit. The Pikachu was 107, so that's gained about $60 in value, but overall I think the rest of the set has seen some movements. I mean, look at here, only had 1 card over $10, and then you got a couple of cards here over $10, and the rest are climbing as well. So some good signs. Sealed product going up, single cards going up, across the board, not bad. So where would I put Vivid? I would put it low C. I think Vivid is better than all of the rest of the other sets we just looked at, in terms of cards and sealed product for the future. I think that Chonkachu is a real big enough chase in the future for people to be like, look, I want to open up and I want to get involved with Vivid Voltage. Next up, we've got Shining Fates. Now, we've seen a big, like, surgence, as it were, of Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates has just absolutely boomed. We've seen Hidden Fates had a resurgence. That's like over $250 in ETB now. So the Fate sets are doing well. What about Shining Fates? Now, Shining Fates, everybody knows it got printed into the ground. It was a very, very heavily printed set. And a lot of people at the time, and even looking back, are going, man, Pokemon really did overdo it with this set. and it dropped the value, it tanked the value of this product. But it was really expensive as well. We were kind of like in a prismatic evolution stance, really, where, you know, the ETBs were not quite as much as prismatic, but they were very high for a brand new product. And then Pokemon did print the living daylights out of it over a period of time. So for me, I've always rated the Fate sets across the board, but I do feel like Shining Fates is the weakest of the three. Okay, with the Shining Fates ETB, we're looking at $70. So over the past 3 months, it's gone up 44%. We're now starting to see climbs regarding Shining Fates. And here's the thing, that Charizard in that set, big card, was a huge card. And the thing is with this, I'm pretty sure it just sat, yeah, I mean, it sat here for the longest time, between $40 and $50. And only recently with this sudden boom we're in, it has seen a real big gains. I mean, we saw what Paldean Fates, I think it's like $100 in ETB now for Paldean Fates, something crazy like that. But yeah, you know, Hidden Fates, 250 plus. So Shining, on the road to 100, I think it'll probably get there, right? I mean, it's gone up 56% in the past year. The majority of that was in the past 3 months, of course, when it went up 44%. But yeah, real big gain since the last time I looked at Shining Fates. That's interesting. We look at the overall value, $427, 117 of that is in the Charizard. Again, not highly valuable set. I mean, it's even less than Champion's Path, but the ETB is making gains. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future you'll get a lot of people go, yeah, you know what? Paldean Fates, yeah, really good set, pretty expensive. Hidden Fates, probably the best, well, is the best one. You know, again, pretty expensive. Oh, hang on a minute. Shining Fates isn't that expensive. Has some really nice baby shinies in there. You've got the Charizard as well. So stuff like that. So you might see that in the future regarding Shining Fates. The last time I looked at this set, it was $322 with the Charizard at $83. The fact that Charizard's gone up a bit and it's now $427, that's really impressive. So we've seen the set go up in value, the sealed product go up by 40%. Very, very impressive. I've always been a champion of Shining Fates, and I was always gutted that it was, you know, heavily printed, and was like, oh, you know, there will come a time when it will start seeing some gains, and we're in that time now. So for me, I think Shining Fates is, oh, you know what? I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to put it in high C. I was tempted to put it in B, but I'm thinking I'm going to put it in high C. I think for seal purposes, it does have that potential, and the single cards are making moves. So yeah, I think it's a bit better than Vivid Voyage. We've got Battle Styles. So the first set to introduce the alternate arts. A lot of people are talking about Battle Styles at the moment, mainly because it is the cheapest booster box set that has alt arts in it, right? And I personally, I like Battle Styles. You do have some big cards in the set as well with the Sleeper Tyranitar. But how well has the sealed product been doing, and where will it go in the future? The Battle Styles booster boxes are $170. It's gained 30% over the past 3 months. So last time we reviewed this, it was under retail. Now it's gone past retail. Over the past year, 58% increase. I think with Battle Styles, you're going to start seeing it slowly trickle up. I think the ceiling's quite low compared to some of the other alt art sets in the Sword and Shield era. But for me, Battle Styles is a very, very cool set. However, it has a little bit of bad rep, right? It does have a little bit of bad rep with it, especially earlier on in the Sword and Shield era. People didn't really like Battle Styles that much. Terrible pull rates, not the most fantastic Pokemon. Still some good ones in there, but you know, not the best. But for me, I think it's pretty good, and I think a lot of people are now starting to appreciate it more, and that's why you're starting to see it shift up. Of course, the recent boom helps as well, but because of alt arts, I think this might do pretty well in the future. When we look at the overall value of Battle Styles, nearly $650. That's actually pretty good, right? Again, how do I judge a set? How do I judge a set based on how many cards are worth certain values? We've got the Tyranitar now over $200 raw. That's massive. Then we do have a few cards over 50. We've got one at 30 or over 30, and then we got, you know, the Houndoom at 20, a couple of 17, quite a few cards that are over 10. So overall, that's pretty good. That's what I like to see. And again, the alt arts I think in this set are very cool. And Tyranitar, yeah, pretty decent. I mean, $650 is not bad. That's the most that we've seen so far. Last time I saw this set, $510. So what is it now? $650. So it's basically jumped up $150. The Tyranitar was $140 and it's broke $200. That's in 3 months. That's a huge jump. And look at the rest of these cards, right? We got 57, 35, 32, 67, so that's gone up. 50, 35, so that's pretty much the same, but that's jumped up as well. You got the Houndoom coming up. So overall, Booster box gone up by like 30%. Again, single cards have gone up as well. And I think because it's the cheapest of the OR sets, it does have real good potential for that sweet, sweet gains. So for me, I'm putting Battle Stars in B. Yeah, I'm going to put Battle Stars in B. I don't think it's that terrible. I really don't. Then we've got Chill and Rain. I believe I put Chill and Rain last time in S tier. And I highly rate Chill and Rain. The amount of arts, the feel of the set, the legendary birds, the Blaziken, and so on and so forth. Huge set. An incredible set, right? And it did boom. We did see Chill and Rain jump up in value. It itself and Fusion Strike were like neck and neck for the longest time. And I rated Chill and Rain, I think, in S tier. And I think I put Fusion Strike at A tier. But we look at the end of the video, but I'm pretty sure that's how I ranked them. And to be honest, at the time, they were very similar. They just kept going back and forth between the values and the growth of each of the sets. Things have changed, but Chill and Rain is still making pretty good gains. The Chill and Rain Chill and Pain at $315 a booster box has gone up by 36% over the past 3 months. So last time I reviewed this, it has jumped up quite a bit. It's dipped a little bit from its all-time high, but over the past year, we've seen an 87% increase. I mean, look at this big spike. So yeah, like I said, last time I did the review of this, it was probably around about here, around 220-ish. And yeah, it's seen a huge spike. And I did expect this to be a big set, right? I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be a $500 plus booster box in the future. If you compare it to other big sets from the Sun and Moon era, they've gone up quite high. Like they're in between the 500 to 1,000 range. I think that's where Chill and Rain will sit in the future. I really do believe that. And we've even seen that recently with the big boom and a big spike in price being over $300. Now when we look at the overall value, look at that big jump. We've just went from $650 from Battle Stars, which was the highest, to now 1.5k. And again, when we look at cards from this set, do we have good value? Do we have a good value set? And we do, right? Blaziken, over $350. Then you got the Galarian Moltres at $180. Then you got quite a few cards around that $50 range, or over $50. You got the Snorlax, the Calyrex, the Slowking, the Articuno, like Zapdos. There's so many. Even the Rapidash is over 50. We're seeing real big booms. I mean, you got loads of cards at $30, loads of cards at $20. This set is climbing, and there's some amazing ORs. There's so many ORs in this set as well. I think the general reception of Chill and Rain, to begin with, people didn't rate it, but now people love it, so that's pretty good. The last time when I looked at Chill and Rain, we're looking at 1.2k. So now it's gone up by about $300, which is a big jump, to be fair. To gain that much in 3 months, that's huge. So Blaziken back then was like $273, and now it's got up nearly $100. Moltres, $181 now. Back then it was $127. Got the Shadow Rider Calyrex there at $80, Snorlax at $60, and even the Galarian Zapdos at $45. But look, everything shifted upwards. You got the Slowking over $60. Even the Zapdos, I mean, yeah, it's fallen down in the rankings, but it's still more. It's still worth more at $60. So yeah, the overall value of this set, not just in the Blaziken, has really pushed up. Booster box really booming. So this is going to really help Chill and Rain in the future. I won't put it in S tier. I am going to put it in A tier. I just don't see... I kind of feel like there's better sets. There is better sets in my opinion than Chill and Rain, but Chill and Rain is definitely up there. It's so good, and I think it has that potential. Like I say, I think it's going to be over $500 a box in the future. So it's doing really well. Evolving Skies. I mean, where else am I going to put this, guys? I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? This set just keeps going more and more and more. The Moonbryon, we'll see in a moment, is just like a modern day iconic Charizard, as it were. And people can look back at Evolving Skies in the future and they're going to be like, this is such an incredible set. They just will, right? It's just so good. And it's done well. It's done, like, it surpassed all expectations. The last time I ranked this, it was obviously top S tier. Very impressive. When we look at Evolving Skies at the moment, you've got the market value at around about 1.3k a booster box. Even in the past 3 months, it's jumped up 41%. When I last reviewed this, it was under $1,000, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna reach 1,000, yeah. But I didn't expect it to jump up this much, right? Over the past year, this booster box has gone up $123. If you'd asked me at the start of 2024, when this set was around what, $600, that it would be worth over 1.3k in a year's time, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't. I would have said that, oh, maybe it might get to like 800, maybe 1,000, but 1.3k or over 1.3k is ridiculous. I do, like, you may be like, oh yeah, but where's it going to climb to? Now, I said this box would be $1,000 a box, or over $1,000 a box, when it was sat around 250, 300. And obviously it's way past that now. And I think moving forward, I think this is going to be, sounds weird to say, but I think it's going to be worth more than Team Up. I really do. I think it has a better potential, right? You could be looking at 3, 4, 5k a box. Real big potential. Obviously it's high risk because of the high price. But yeah, Evolving Skies is pure and utter madness. Let's take a look at the overall value. $5,700. I mean, look at the Moonbryon. I mean, we're looking at 1.7k for one singular card, raw. That is bonkers, right? Let's put things into perspective. When you look at old value booster boxes from older, you know, not going to say vintage, go that far back, but older generations, black and white era, or even XY, you look at the raw cards, very rarely will you ever find a card in the set worth more than the box raw. Very, very rarely. Like, in really obscure cases. But this Moonbryon is worth more than a booster box of Evolving Skies. Now, I'm not saying, oh, well, you know, crack open some Evolving Skies. Definitely not. But it just goes to show the power of this set and where it can head in the future. So overall, yeah, 5.7k for a set that is what? Not even 4 years old is just mind-blowing. So there we go. So 3 or just over 3 months ago, 3-4 months ago when I last did this, it was 3.5k value. Right? The Moonbryon was 1k, Rayquaza 400. Look at these evolutions, right? They're all roughly around like 250 and less, right? Look at this now. Look at this now, guys. 5.7k, right? So we've gained what? You know, 2.2k in value in just over 3 months, 4 months. And then look, Rayquaza, huge jump. Look at these evolutions. They've pretty much doubled in value. It's just crazy. And again, how do I judge a set based on how many cards worth over the value? Look at this. I mean, we're seeing cards over $100, like left, right, and center. It's absolutely bonkers. And we're even seeing like rainbow cards do well, and so on and so forth. It's just incredible how well this set is. So it's obvious where this is going. This is going S. If I can make an S plus tier, it would be in a whole tier in its own. There is no set in the Sword and Shield era that compares to Evolving Skies. Scarlet and Violet though, there is, but we'll get to that in a future video. Celebrations is up next. Huge fan favorite set. I really enjoyed Celebrations. I think a lot of people enjoyed Celebrations. And you know, it was the 25th anniversary product. It's just so cool in that throwback of the cards. However, the value was not there. It was heavily printed, really easy pull rates. The value was pretty trash, to be honest, with Celebrations. But this is the key thing. We're coming up to the 30th anniversary, okay, in 2026. I have a feeling that Celebrations between now and then, and once that set comes out, will continue to climb, right? And we'll start to climb and see new heights. That's my thoughts and opinions, I think, of Celebrations. So Celebrations regular ETB, we're looking at $100, which is pretty impressive. It's jumped up 20%. So pretty much 20% since the last time I checked. And if you go back over the past year, again, it didn't really do much, you know, for the longest time. But the recent boom has really helped. I mean, it's dropped down a little bit. It was all-time high of 115. We're still breaking $100 in ETB. It's about time. And like I said, I do expect this to continue to climb. I really, really do. I expect this to go up maybe 150 plus. I mean, here's the thing with Celebrations. You've got so many different products. You've got the Pokemon Center version, you've got the UPC and so on. But to see the regular ETB grow is very, very good. And it's about time. And I do expect it to continue as we get closer to the 30th anniversary and beyond. The Celebrations is divided up between two different value sets. We've got the main set, but it's mainly the Classic Collection. The main set, $50, nothing that exciting. When we look at the Classic Collection, that's where the big cards are, the main cards are. $272, not a huge amount of value. If we combine the two of them together, you're looking at just over $300 for the entire set. So pretty poor overall. But if you look at the rest of the cards in the set, you've got the big Charizard, of course, at 95. Umbreon has seen some gains, really, to be fair. I'm pretty sure. We'll have a look in a minute, but $41, not bad. And then we've got, you know, Magikarp at 20, and then there's a few cards at 10. But overall, the rest of the set though, it is pretty weak. It is, even though the overall value of the sealed product has been going up. So keep that in mind. When we last looked at the Classic Celebration collection, we're looking at $155. The Charizard was at 75, but look at the Umbreon, it was only at 14. Magikarp was only at 9. So 155. So now we're looking at what, 272? So it's nearly doubled in value, which is pretty good. So there's some good stuff, right? We've seen the ETB go up, we've seen the overall value of the set go up, but I think it's got potential. I really do. So for me, and people love celebrations, I think it does have that room to grow because of the 30th anniversary. So for me, being honest, I would probably put it at A. I do genuinely think that Celebrations has that potential moving forward because of the 30th anniversary. Right, next up we've got Fusion Strike. We know what happened with Fusion Strike, right? It just boomed. It just went absolutely bonkers. Everyone was losing their minds over Fusion Strike, even over here in the UK. It sold out on the Pokemon Center website, I think around November, so after I did this list. And look at it, it's just insane. Absolutely pure insanity. Gengar, huge card. I mean, just the chase is real for Fusion Strike. The Fusion Strike, where we sat at the moment, $450 a booster box. This thing has climbed 63% since the last time I did this video, and it's actually dropped. It actually was around $500 a booster box. It has actually gone down a little bit by like 15%. That's madness. Look at the year ago, right? We did see the booster box break over 200, and we're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Then we saw like a dip, and it did go close to 200. We're like, oh wow, maybe that's it for the Fusion Strike, and that's pretty much where I did the video roughly. And then boom, it just went to the absolute moon, and it's just crazy, right? I mean, over the past month, yeah, it's dropped a little bit, but over the past 3 months, it's huge, right? It's the second most expensive booster box in the Sword and Shield era, and like I said, Fusion Strike and Chill and Rain, they were neck and neck for the longest time. What happened, right? We saw Chill and Rain, it was around $300 a box. Now we're looking at Fusion Strike, was 500, trickled down a little bit. Real big in pure insanity, really. We look at the overall value, 1.7k. So now more than Chill and Rain. I don't think it was originally, but now it's worth more than Chill and Rain. And the thing is, with Fusion Strike, it doesn't actually have a huge amount of big cards, unlike Chill and Rain, right? Chill and Rain has a ton of different alt arts and so on and so forth. Fusion Strike just has a small amount, but they're small and mighty. I mean, look at the Gengar, over $700 raw. I mean, that's a big chunk of the price right there. Even the Espeon at over $300. Then we've got the Mew VMAX, again, breaking, we're pushing nearly 200, broke over 100. And again, look at the rest of the set. I mean, the Mew, over $70, the Celebi, over $50. Even the Rainbow's $50. The Inteleon and the Genesect is, you know, kind of hanging around. And just a regular VMAX at 20. Very, very impressive, but it's very top-heavy set, okay? Unlike Chill and Rain, this is super top-heavy. In pretty much the top 3 cards there. Now, last time I checked out this set, $900. Look at this difference. 900, nearly doubled in value. Who would have thought, right? The Gengar was 322. It's now more than doubled in value. It's gained $400 in like 3 to 4 months. Espeon, 326 now. Back then it was 186. That's nearly doubled in value as well. The Mew, 76. That's gained $100 in value. We got the Mew here at 76. Back then, it was 21, or sorry, 31. So that's doubled in value. And the Mew, Rainbow Mew, was at 34. But down here probably was the Celebi. And look where it is now. Very, very impressive. So for me, Fusion Strike, where does it sit? I just think it's very good. But how much more room does it grow, right? I think Chill and Rain, I said, would be a $500 to $1,000 a box. $500 to $1,000. Fusion Strike's already broke 500. All right, trickled down a bit, but it's already broke 500. For me, it's an S tier set. I can't. It's definitely not on. I don't know. Should it be? Look, like I said, Evolving Skies would be S plus. If there was another tier, we'll put it in S plus. There we go. I fixed it. So I made an S plus, and I'll put Evolving Skies in there, and I'll put Fusion Strike up there. I think Fusion Strike is better than Chill and Rain, but I just don't see. I just don't see like crashing and stuff. Look at the value of that set. It's just blown up. It's just gone crazy. Right, Brilliant Stars. Now we're going into the Trainer Gallery era. Brilliant Stars, in my opinion, an incredible set. Very, very good. You've got the evolutions. We've seen evolutions have a big boom right now, which called the Charizards and so on and so forth. So very, very impressive set. And, you know, Trainer Gallery helped massively. Trainer Gallery's now seen a big boom as well, which is pretty good. So Brilliant Stars booster boxes, where do they sit? Nearly $300. Wow, what the hell? How the hell did that happen? All right, so this has gone up by 50% over the past 3 months. Holy smokes. Okay, I didn't know that. So over a year ago, I mean, look, I mean, it just sat on 180 for the longest time. It was always a slightly higher value set than some of the others. But mate, it has doubled in value pretty much. Nearly doubled in value from its all-time high over a year ago. Holy smokes. This has just absolutely exploded. I didn't expect it, actually. I've looked at Brilliant Stars for a long time. Wow. Okay, so let's look at the overall value, 1.1k. So we've got another set that's gone over $1,000. Personally, I've always rated Brilliant Stars quite highly. I kind of felt like it was a super stacked set. The fact is, you had the Charizards, the evolutions, and the legendary birds. It was just, in my opinion, it was bound to do very well. Big Boy Zard coming in over $200. I mean, look at the rest of this set. Starting to see the evolutions climb, with the Umbreon now being the second most expensive card, overtaking the Rainbow Zardy Boy. Even the Sylveon will probably overtake the Charizard as well. And I think even all these other like Umbreons and stuff will eventually push its way up towards that $100 mark. And we're seeing a lot of Trainer Gallery cards coming through as well. I mean, you've got the Mimikyus coming in there. Even just the regular Trainer Gallery, right? You've got the Zekrom over $10. Vaporeon over $10. Jolteon, Flareon, like Eevee, like all doing very, very well. So yeah, over $1,000 now for Brilliant Stars, with those booster boxes pushing towards $300 a box. Last time we looked at this, it was $720. This has jumped up like an insane amount. Charizard, $200 now. It was $134. Rainbow Zard, like I said, was the second most expensive at $45. It's trickled up a little bit, but it's mainly the evolutions. Keep an eye on this. I mean, the Umbreon then was $35. Now we're looking at $80, so more than doubled in value. And even then, look, the Arceus was at $26 as the fourth most expensive. I mean, where's the Arceus now? It's down here at $45, gone up, nearly doubled in value. But look at all these other EVs. Huge set. So where would I put Brilliant? Where do I see it going? It's $300 a box right now, so it's kind of on that same level as Chill and Rain on that value. Where could it go? I mean, EVs are showing, you know, big boom, right? Anything with evolutions in it, obviously Fusion Strike had it as well. Brilliant Stars is doing incredibly well. Do I rate it? It's definitely A tier for sure. But is it better than Chilling Rain? Does it have more of a potential growth than Chilling Rain? That might be a wild thing to say. It might be, but it does have the evolutions and it does have Charizard, and we know how good historically Charizard sets tend to do. I'm going to do it. I think it's better than Chill and Rain. I'm going to put Brilliant Stars above Chill and Rain. It has just absolutely shocked me of how good this set has performed, and how well it could perform in the long run. Over $500 a box? Yeah, I think it could quite easily get there. But I think right now it's maybe a better buy than Chill and Rain. Who would have thought? That's how I would put it. Then we have Astral Radiance. Now, Astral Radiance was kind of a bit of a weaker, I would say, sets of the Trainer Gallery bundle. And for me, it does have some good amount of alt arts in the set as well. But it's interesting to see. I don't know. Again, I haven't really looked at the prices for a long time. It's going to be interesting for Astral Radiance. But I've always rated Astral a good set, but worse than the other Trainer Galleries. But we'll see. Astral Radiance, let's take a look. So $230, so nowhere near on that Brilliant Stars level where it's basically $300. But it has seen a 27% increase. Over the past year, it's gone up 65%. So since I last did this, this was under $200, doing very well, actually. To be honest, I can't fault that. You know, it's gained that much in value, but it is still much lower than Brilliant Stars, which kind of makes sense. Like I said, I do feel like it was always the weaker, like Trainer Gallery set out of all the other Trainer Galleries. So yeah, overall, still very good performing though. Over $200, more of the on the cheaper side of the booster boxes compared to some of the other sets. We look at the overall value, it's still over $1,000 though. That's pretty hench. Like, that's pretty big, right? We got the Machamp over $150. We got the Starmie. I was going to say Marnie then. Starmie at $100. Wow, that card's jumped up massively. Garchomp, this is a trainer gallery coming through. 75, Dialga 70, Palkia 66, the Beedrill 40. So you've got quite a lot of valuable cards. And even these trainer galleries are pushing through. Station coming in at 23, Moltres at 18. I mean, we go further down with some more of the trainer gallery cards pushing through. I always felt like Astral Radiance had the best trainer gallery. That's what I've always felt like. That and Brilliant Stars between the EVs and the Starmie and the Garchomp and stuff, and the legendary birds from this set. I kind of felt there were two very, very good trainer galleries. And yeah, $1,000, very impressive. Last time we looked at Astral Radiance, $750, so it's gone up by nearly $400. I'm sorry, $300. Machamp, 117, now 150. Where we got Starmie was $53. So the Starmie's doubled in value since the last time we saw it. Garchomp, 75. Garchomp wasn't even on the top 5. So Palkia, 38. Where's Palkia now? 66. That's jumped up massively. Dialga at 70. Last time it was 31. Beedrill's gone up a little bit as well. So yeah, across the board, incredible. So Astral Radiance has been doing really, really well. Does it have potential? Yes. Do I see it being on that same level as Brilliant Stars and Chin and Rain? No. So for me, Astral Radiance will be high B. I do feel like it's a good set. I do feel like it'll do well. And I do think it's better than Battle Styles. I just don't see it being as good as what's in A at the moment. That's how I feel. Pokemon Go. I mean, it's just S+, right? Straight up. No, Pokemon Go, I know it's like a running meme of how bad this set is, but I'm pretty sure it's seeing gains. We'll have a look, but I'm pretty sure it's now picking up. I mean, it's finally sold out on like the Pokemon Center website, as in like Pokemon Center ETB finally sold out. And we're starting to see some movements with Pokemon Go. And the thing is, it's not necessarily a bad set. I think it just came out at a bad time. That was the issue I had with Pokemon Go. Is I think it should have came out years in the previous, and when Pokemon Go was in its like big boom stage. But yeah, I think overall it's not the biggest meme. Hey, Pokemon Go ETBs, let's take a look. $65. It's gained 70% since I last checked. That's bonkers. That is an insane amount of growth. Look at this. I mean, it was always around like $40 in ETB for literally like 2 years plus, 2 to 3 years, right? It just really, really poor performing set. Pretty bad. Huge boom. Huge. Can it be $100 in ETB? It's got that potential. Like Shining Fates, we saw it climb quite well. And Pokemon Go, honestly, don't sleep on it. Just don't sleep on it. And I think the ceiling obviously is going to be a lot lower than something like Celebrations and sets like that. But hey, it's doing really, really well. So the overall value, $300. Still on the lower side, but still a bit better than like Darkness Ablaze and such sets like that. And don't forget, it's a specialty set, so it's not quite as big as quite a small set as well. So it's not going to have an insane amount of value as some of the others. But we've got the Mewtwo here, sitting at over $50. So we've now got a card that's broke $50, which is nice to see. And we've got quite a lot of decent value for a small set. I mean, you've got the Mewtwo there at 37, another Mewtwo at 28, you've got the Dragonite, the Radiant Zard. And then after that, the rest of the set is pretty poor. But overall, $300 for a really, really small set. I mean, we saw the ETP go up as well. Overall, that's pretty good. So the value of the set was $202 last time I checked. So now it's gone up by $100 in value. So it's gone up by 50% overall value. The Mewtwo was at $18, and now it's the most expensive at $52. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, the Mewtwo there, 30, now it's 37. So the rest hasn't really shifted up a huge amount. Radiant Charizard has, but the Mewtwo really has pushed up the overall value of this set. Where does it lie? It's seen a 70% increase. It's on the rise. It's pretty much doing as well as something like Shining Fates. It is a small set, so the overall value is not going to be as high as some of the others. We've seen some real big shifts in the value of the cards in the set. You know what? In my opinion, it's not D tier. I just don't see it sitting in D tier. I really don't. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm going to put it. I'm actually going to put it behind Shining Fates CT. I think it's better than Vivid Voyage. I think it has that potential. It really does. Even if this ETB goes over $100, that's really good, right? That's just really good. So keep that in mind with Pokemon Go. It's not as bad as we might have thought. Who knows? Lost Origin now. Lost Origin, incredible set. I think Lost Origin for me is it's just really good, right? Giratina, big iconic cards. A lot of people like Lost Origin. Arguably the best trainer gallery set, maybe. I mean, with the big Giratina pushing the overall value of the setup, I mean, Lost Origin here in the UK, it just boomed massively when it went out of stock on the Pokemon Center website. Huge set. So where does Lost Origin lie? I mean, booster boxes right now, $360, basically $370. So it's more than Chill and Rain. It's not anywhere near as much as Fusion, and it's again a little bit more than Brilliant Stars. Interesting. It has dropped a little bit, obviously from its all-time high, but still very good. It's climbed 52% since the last time I checked this set. And I can't remember the last time I ranked it, but it's pretty high, I'm sure. Where does it go in the future? I do expect this set, again, to be over 500, between that 500 to 1,000 a box. Is it better than Chill and Rain? Is it better than the Brilliant Stars? Is it going to be a better performer than these sets? That is the main question. I mean, it's gained 141% over the past year, which is very, very impressive. We look at the overall value of Lost Origin, 1.3k. Of course, Giratina is the big one, right? At nearly half the set's value, or more than, sorry, half the set's value, over $700. And then we've got the Aerodactyl coming in at 133. And then we've got a few cards, you know, they're in that 50 range, 30 range. We started to see some trainer gallery cards pushing their way through up in value across the board as well, which is nice to see, right? They were pretty worthless in some respects, but now they're actually worth a decent amount. It is, again, a very top-heavy set with the Giratina. If you took the Giratina out, the set's not that great. So it is very, very top-heavy, but the seal product has also been going up. So the overall value of Lost Origin was $865, so it's jumped up by $500. Giratina was $360. It's basically doubled. Aerodactyl now is $133. It was $95. Then we've got the Rotom coming in at $37. Rotom's still up there though, but it's dropped a little bit. We've got the Pikachu's coming in at $60 and $50, whereas before we were looking at $35 and $23. So again, a lot of it is in the Giratina, and then some of the other cards have bumped up in value as well. So where do I put this set moving forward? I mean, it is going to be 500 plus. Whether it will be better than, is it going to be better than Brilliant Stars? I kind of feel like it will, just because of the Giratina. But the upside of Brilliant Stars, it has lots of cards that are all going up in value across the board, whereas Lost Origin isn't so much. It's very, very top heavy. Not as good as Fusion Strike though. Even though the Giratina is pretty much the same as the Gengar, the rest of Fusion Strike is very, very strong. I think for me, it's probably going to be low S tier. I think it's definitely better than Brilliant Stars. I do feel like it's, again, better than Chill and Rain, but not quite as good as Fusion Strike. Then we have Silver Tempest, the last one of the trainer gallery sets, the last booster box set of the Sword and Shield era. Lugia, big card. It was, again, similar to Astral Radiance, where it was a bit like, it's okay. It's a very top-heavy set. There's not many amazing cards in the set. That was a general feel of Silver Tempest. Of course, you had like the Silver Tempest God packs that were going around, which made it a lot easier to get some of the big pulls, which pushed the value down of the cards within the set as well. But overall, Silver Tempest, I felt like had a pretty good reception from people. And again, being a trainer gallery set does help a lot. We have Silver Tempest coming in at $240 a booster box. It's climbed 37% over the past 3 months. Pretty impressive. Over the past year, 81% or 82% increase, which is, again, very, very good. Kind of on that Astral Radiance level. This and Astral Radiance are pretty neck and neck as far as the booster boxes are concerned. You know, we aren't seeing $300 or over $250. It's not like Brilliant Stars level or even Lost Origin level, but it is still doing very, very well. And, you know, again, it was the oldest, newest, as it were, of the sets, which is going to do pretty well. And I think it has room to grow. I do think it's going to be over $500 a box in the future. When we look at the overall value, $874. So I believe it's less than Astral Radiance. I think Astral Radiance was $1,000, right? Or around about that. So Silver Tempest, we've got the Lugia coming in at $300. We do have the Rayquaza. I'm pretty sure that's seen a big bump recently. And again, trainer gallery cards are coming through. A lot of the alt arts and Silver Tempest have dropped so much in value, but the trainer galleries are now pushing their way up to help bump up the overall value of the set, which is, pretty good to see. But I think 875 is not quite as good as some of the others. So last time the overall value of Silver Tempest was 568, so it has jumped up a fair amount. That's kind of like over 50%. Lugia, $176, pretty much 300. Rayquaza, $30, bang, nearly $80, more than doubled in value. Lugia Rainbow, 23 in the past, now it's 30. Now we're seeing like the alt arts are gone. It's now the trainer galleries that are pushing through. So yeah, overall it has jumped up quite a bit. Done very well as far as Silpro is concerned, and also the set itself. So where does it lie? I've said before that I don't think it's as high or as good as Astral Radiance. So for me, Silver Tempest is better than Battle Styles, but just not quite as good as Astral Radiance. Very top heavy, but not quite good enough. And then finally, we're finishing off with Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith is a huge fan favorite. People loved opening up this set. People loved collecting this set. And for me, I think it's a good one, right? I mean, yeah, it's not a booster box set, but it's so much fun. So many good, strong cards in there, like performing cards in value. And it's good pull rates, and the value is still there. We've seen huge booms. ETBs are silly expensive. We'll take a look at them in a minute. But across the board, Crown Zenith, we knew it was going to be good. We knew it was going to be probably the best specialty set in the Sword and Shield era, and it just absolutely delivered, and it's just an incredible set. So we have Crown Zenith, regular ETBs, $110. It's seen a 73% increase. That is crazy. That is very, very good. I mean, over the past year, it's gone up by 161%. And this was printed into the ground. They printed the living daylights out of Crown Zenith. And look how well it has performed and pushed through that, which has been incredible. Of course, it's jumped in on the bandwagon with the big boom recently. But overall, this set has been just top tier the whole way. So the overall value of Crown Zenith, 1.4k. I mean, here's the thing. It's been heavily printed. It's got incredibly good pull rates. And it's still 1.4k in value. Just insane. The Gold V-Stars and the Mew V-Star have done incredibly well. Look at these prices. It's got loads of cards that are pushing around $100. We've got Giratina now over $200. Even these other cards have jumped up. I mean, the EVs are going up in value. The Legendary Doggos are going up in value. The Deoxys, wouldn't even thought it would be a card on people's radar. I mean, Glaring Gallery, look, we've seen the Mew jump up over $20. Pikachu, I mean, that card was worth like $6 for the longest time. It's now tripled in value. We're seeing real big movements. I mean, Lapras need $10. There's so many cards that are around that $10 range. Yeah, huge movements across the board in Crown Zenith. Incredible. The last time I reviewed this set, $774. It's nearly doubled in value. Giratina, $211 right now. Back then, $100. So it's doubled in value there. Arceus, $64. Look at it now. More than doubled in value. Mewtwo, $125. Mewtwo, $57. More than doubled in value. But we look at the Dialga and the Palkia, around that $50 mark. Nearly doubled in value. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The fact is that this set has more than doubled in value for a set, like I said, that's been printed to the ground. ETBs are on the boom. Crown Zenith, where's the ceiling for Crown Zenith? Obviously, it's an ETB. It's going to be a bit different than booster boxes, and it's hard to always judge ETBs. In my opinion, it's better than Celebrations, and I think it's going to do better than Celebrations. And already it's more expensive than Celebrations. And again, it was heavily printed, and also it was the most recent, of all the Sword and Shield era. So for me, I think Crown Zenith is definitely better than Celebrations when it comes to a specialty set. It's always hard to compare booster box sets to a specialty set. I think it's quite tricky. But for me, I think we can't deny in the future that Crown Zenith, if we just had to look at it kind of like in a bubble in itself, we could be seeing like Hidden Face level, right? $200, $300 in ETB, just for the regular one. And I think it has that real big potential in the future. Where would I put it? Where do I see Crown Zenith going? You guys may think I'm crazy, but I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it top of S tier. Not S+, obviously Evolving Skies in a world of its own. Crown Zenith has real big potential. I just can't see it not doing well in the future. There you have it, guys. That is my overall updated tier list. It was about 4 months ago since I last did this. A lot has changed. The market always moves and things change over time, you know, and things boom, things don't, and, you know, it changed perspectives. Let's see what I did last time and we'll compare the two. The last time I did this set, we have Evolving Skies and Chill and Rain at S tier. So currently, obviously, Evolving Skies I put up in a league of its own. So in S tier now, Chill and Rain's not there anymore. We now have Fusion Strike and Lost Origin. So in A tier, I put Lost Origin at high A. Well, Lost Origin now moved up to S tier. Fusion Strike has now moved up to S tier. Chill and Rain's moved down to A tier. Crown Zenith was in A tier. We've moved it to we moved it up to S tier. Brilliant Stars I put at A. Which makes sense. Okay, so last time I put Brilliant Stars just above Astral Radiance, which makes sense. I actually now put it above Chill and Rain as well. Astral Radiance was A tier. That's now shifted down to B tier. Then we have Silver Tempest at B tier. I think that's still B tier. Battle Styles B tier stayed the same. Celebrations moved up quite a bit. It was in C tier. Now I've pushed it all the way up to A tier. And because of that potential in the 30th anniversary. Vivid Voltage, C tier. Put it in C tier. Then we have Sword and Shield Base. That's now moved down to D tier. Then we have Shining Fates. Shining Fates C tier, pretty much, but it's moved slightly up on the C tier list. Champion's Path was C tier. I've now moved it down to D tier because it just hasn't done anything at all. Then we have Rebel Clash, Rebel Trash. Now Trash is now in D tier. And then last time I put Pokemon GO and Ablaze in D tier. They were the only ones I put in D tier, and that was it. But now Ablaze is still in D tier, but Pokemon GO's moved up to C tier because it is seeing real good potential. There you have it. That's my updated tier list. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. How would you rank them? Do you feel like I've got this completely way off? Of course, this is just my opinions. Everybody's going to have their own thoughts and opinions on which set's best and will perform and what have you. But things have changed, and it's nice to see some things moving around, and I wouldn't be surprised when I do this again in a few months' time, this will change again. The market is moving so fast right now. Things are happening just going absolutely crazy. There you have it, guys. Bit of a long video today, but it was a proper in-depth look of the Sword and Shield era and just ranking them all and comparing it to last time. I will be doing an update with the Scarlet and Violet era. I know that a lot of you guys have asked for an updated tier list, especially on Scarlet and Violet, because everything's going absolutely crazy right now, and I will compare it to what I did again 4 months ago. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until Journey Together comes out, and then I can review it. Last time I did it, Surging Sparks didn't come out, no Prismatic, and of course Journey Together. So I'm going to wait till Journey Together comes out, or potentially near the release of Journey Together. I don't really feel like I'm going to be opening up the set that much, but the feel of the set and the value, it'd be interesting to see, and I can't really judge that until the set comes out. So that's probably going to be April would probably be when I do an updated list for the Scarlet and Violet era. But right now, things are just going absolutely crazy, and interesting to see that Sword and Shield is making movements and things are doing well and seeing new heights, which is fantastic to see. Ready to find the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button and make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. How would you rank these? Would you put Pokemon GO S tier? S plus tier even? Absolutely. If you watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen and of course make sure to hit that subscribe button. But as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.